What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got a new purple level 6 Digimon to talk about. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, this is a very exciting purple level 6 Digimon. So let's have a talk about it, shall we? Now what we've got is Laylamon, or Lilithmon, depending on what you actually want to go ahead and call it. And our translation comes from, stop me if you've heard this one before, the lovely Jason Snowjax. Yeah, we like Jason. And what we've got here is a level 6 purple Digimon, 12 cost to play normally, which honestly is slightly higher than we'd like, Boohis, etc. A 3 cost to evolve, which is pretty standard for level 6s, and 11,000 power, which is pretty standard for level 6s. Okay. So far, so good. Slightly expensive to play normally, but nothing too out of the ordinary. But it's got skills. And the skills are what we're really worried about here. When you evolve, if you've got 10 or more cards in your trash, return up to 2 purple option cards from your trash to your hand. And on your turn, limited to once during your turn, when you use an option card, gain 2 memory. Now, earlier today, I showed you a brilliant new purple option card. The honest answer is, I just didn't have this image. I hadn't seen this card. This card had not been revealed when I recorded that video. So I couldn't include it in there, and it's very sad and all of that, but I think some way, somehow, we will get over it. But the purple option I showed you earlier basically just should show you quite how ridiculous this is. Now, the purple option I showed you earlier, and shout out to the lovely dudes over at digimoncard.dev for cleaning up the image and putting the English translation on and all of that, is a 2-cost card that, as I put it in the video, makes zombies. Essentially what you do is you play it, and then until the end of your turn, if the Digimon would get destroyed, instead of being destroyed, you get to put it back into play. I mean, it's still destroyed, right? Let's be clear. The Digimon is still destroyed, and even though you replay it, you still have summoning sickness and all of that. You still get destroyed, you just get to come back immediately. And that is absolutely fine by me. And it's a 2-cost option card. So essentially, when you Digivolve into Laylamon, you can bring 2 of these from your trash back to your hand, and you can then play them for free. Now it has to be one this turn, one next turn, but I am 100% totally okay with this. This is phenomenal. Laylamon herself is fine. 11,000 power is alright, and like I say, we're slightly expensive to play normally, but I honestly don't think that playing normally is something you're going to be doing here with Laylamon. This is a Digimon into which you will be evolving. That is what you're going to be doing here, and I'm totally okay with that. But then you're getting your option cards back, and you're gaining 2 memory, so essentially you're playing any option card for 2 less. And I know it's return match or rematch, we've seen it translated both different ways. That is one we're talking about today, because that's the one we've seen, right? From Union Impact, the new set, that is the purple option card that we've seen so far. There will be more. And that's a ridiculous thing about a card like this. It's not just the fact of how gosh darn good it is, it's the fact that more purple option cards will be revealed and released in the future. And it's going to keep being awesome. This Laylamon is going to keep being good, and it is going to keep being useful, and it is going to keep making these cards better. And that's what really kind of blows me away about this card. It's not just what it can do now, although let's be clear, what it can do now is brilliant. It's what it can do in the future. And then, of course, you know, I'm talking assuming we've got one Laylamon here. Well, what if you've got one Laylamon out, and then you get a second? Well, now that second Laylamon gets you 2 purple option cards from the trash, but then each of the Laylamon will allow you to play one for 2 cheaper. So, essentially here, you can just kind of play 2 options straight off the bat. And what I love about this is that it gives you kind of a ridiculous amount of consistency. Because finding cards from your trash is a lot of the time going to be easier than finding them from your deck. We don't have cards that will search our deck for option cards, really. It's not the kind of thing that the Digimon TCG does. But this will search your trash. And we've got ways of blind discarding. So Impmon is a classic example that I rallied against when we first saw it. But when we did first see it, I made it extremely clear that this will potentially change in the future. That although it doesn't look good now, my opinion might change. Now, Impmon's got a skill whereby when it's destroyed, you discard the top 3 cards of your deck. And when this was first revealed, when we talked about it, I told you that random discarding is generally a bad thing. I don't like it. In my opinion, it sucks. And the reason it sucks is you might end up discarding cards that you later want, and it's too late. And boo hiss, etc. But I did tell you that if we had cards that could play from the trash, that would change my opinion quite a lot. And this is a wonderful, wonderful example of one that does. Because you now do your random discarding, but as long as at some point you randomly discard your option cards, you are more likely to be picking them out with this than you are to just be drawing into them randomly. Although, of course, you've got to draw into your level 6. But like I say, when you draw into your level 6, you get 2 of your option cards, so I'm liking the consistency. We've got the Digitama, we've got Pagamon. When you attack, you discard the top card of your deck. And you can actually do this all in one turn. So you attack, discard the top card of your deck, then you evolve into Laylamon, get the option card back that you just discarded, and then play it for free. And you need a fair bit to happen for that to work. You need the option card to be on the top of your deck, etc. But we've all been there where we didn't draw the card we wanted, and the card we wanted was the next card. Well, here, if the card you wanted was indeed the next card, and the card you wanted was an option, you're good. This will help you to get it. Now, one thing we do, of course, need to mention here, what are the other purple options? I've told you about return match or rematch. We've only actually seen purple options other than that back in Ultimate Power, so there really aren't very many, and we can go through all 4 of them nice and quickly. Darkness Claw is a 1-cost card that buffs one of your Digimon by 3,000 power until the end of this turn. And what's really cool here, Laylamon doesn't actually reduce your cost by 2, it gives you 2 memory. So you gain 2 memory, you play Darkness Claw, and you've still got that extra memory. It's not like you're overpaying for the card, you've still got the extra memory, you get to buff one of your Digimon. It sounds nice to me. Grizzly Wing is a 2-cost purple option card, so you essentially play it for free, and it lets you play a level 3 purple Digimon from your trash without paying its cost. Now, when you do this, Digimon that are played, they don't actually activate their when played effects, but it doesn't matter. Like, as it stands at the moment, we haven't seen any level 3 purple Digimon with play effects. So, honestly, nobody really cares. It just doesn't matter. No. That's a lie, ladies and gentlemen. We had the promo Demi Devamon that when you play, discard 2 cards from the top of your deck. Incidentally, when we were talking earlier about milling, this is a great example of a card that would indeed be good for the random milling. This is the only card where we wouldn't be able to activate the skill, but there's plenty of others that we can use, so we're good on those lines. Heat Viper is a 5-cost option card that lets you destroy one of your Digimon, and then up to 2 of your opponent's level 4 or less Digimon. Bearing in mind lots of purple Digimon like the aforementioned Impmon, like Tapermon for instance, have destroyed skills. Tapermon lets you draw a card when destroyed. So actually you can totally take advantage of this. It doesn't become free, it becomes a free cost card. So instead of paying 5 you would pay 3. And I'm cool with this. This seems like a pretty good trade-off, if you ask me. And then we got Trump Sword, which is a 7-cost, but it automatically destroys an active Digimon. So you essentially pay 5 to destroy an opponent's active Digimon rather than 7. Again, this is a good thing that I think people are absolutely going to want to take advantage of. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I really, really like Laylamon. And I've said in a couple of videos, right? I know I keep getting excited about all the new level 6s in Union Impact, but until Digimon stop revealing really exciting new level 6s, I am going to keep getting excited about these new level 6s, and unapologetically so. If you want to be playing around with option cards, and bearing in mind we're only going to get more as time goes by, this is only going to get better, this is a wonderful, wonderful one to be having a play around with. But I'd like to know if you're as excited as I am, or whether you think I'm being just a little bit overexcited. Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.